Once upon a time, in a kingdom wrapped in moonlight and sorrow, there lived a young girl named Ella, known to everyone as Cinderella. Her heart was pure, her smile tender, yet her life was filled with loneliness. When her beloved mother passed away, her father remarried a woman with 2 daughters. But fate can be cruel, for when her father died suddenly, Cinderella's world turned cold. Her stepmother took everything: the home, the wealth, even her name. She was no longer Miss Ella, the daughter of a nobleman. She became Cinderella, the girl who slept by the cinders of the fireplace. Scene 1. The girl who never complained. Narrator. Every morning, long before sunrise, Cinderella woke up to scrub floors, wash clothes, and serve her step-family. Her hands were scarred, her back ached, yet she never complained. Her stepsisters mocked her. "Drizella, look at your dress. It's nothing but rags. Anastasia, you'll never be more than a servant." But Cinderella only smiled faintly and whispered to herself, "Kindness costs nothing, and maybe someday it will bring me light." At night, she would talk to her little animal friends, the birds and mice who were her only companions. They listened as she dreamed aloud. "If I could just see the world beyond this house, even once, I'd be happy." Scene 2. The royal announcement. Narrator. One morning, a royal messenger arrived with golden trumpets and banners. Messenger. By order of His Majesty, the King, a royal ball shall be held tomorrow evening, where His Highness Prince Aidan shall choose his bride. The whole town sparkled with excitement. Dresses were being stitched, shoes polished, hearts filled with dreams. Cinderella's heart fluttered. She ran to her stepmother and said softly, "May I go, stepmother? I'll finish all the chores. I only wish to watch from afar." Her stepmother's lips curved into a cruel smile. "You, in rags, at the royal palace. Don't make me laugh, child. You'll stay here and clean the ashes you belong to." And that night, as her stepsisters danced and twirled in their gowns, Cinderella sat by the fireplace, her tears mixing with the dust. Scene 3. The magic of belief. Narrator. Just then, a soft light shimmered in the room. Cinderella looked up, and before her stood an old woman with eyes like stars. "Fairy godmother, my dear child, why are you crying?" Cinderella sniffling. "I just wanted to see the ball, not to be shone, but to see happiness again." The fairy godmother smiled warmly. "And that, my child, is what makes you special. You wish for joy, not glory." She raised her wand, and with a swirl of golden sparkles, the room filled with light. The old broom became a shining staff. The ashes turned into glittering snowflakes, and Cinderella's torn dress became a gown woven with silver and dreams. Her shoes shimmered clear as glass. Fairy godmother softly, "Go, my child. But remember, at midnight, the spell will break. Be home before the last stroke." Cinderella's heart soared. For the first time, she felt alive. Scene 4. The Ball of Dreams. Narrator. At the royal palace, all eyes turned when Cinderella entered. The music paused. Even the chandeliers seemed to hold their breath. Prince Aidan stepped forward, awestruck. "Prince Aidan, may I have this dance?" Cinderella smiled shyly. "Yes, Your Highness." They danced under the starlight, spinning, laughing, lost in a moment that felt like forever. But when the clock struck 12, the magic trembled. Cinderella gasped, realizing time had slipped away. Cinderella panicked. "I must go." She ran down the marble stairs, losing one glass slipper on the steps. The prince called out, "Wait, I don't even know your name." But she was gone, leaving only that single glass shoe, the memory of a dream. Scene 5. The Search for the Girl. Narrator. The next morning, the kingdom buzzed with whispers. Prince Aidan declared, "The girl whose foot fits this slipper shall be my bride." House after house, village after village, Taisiarshe. The slipper was delicate, meant for a heart, pure and humble. None could wear it. Finally, They reached Cinderella's home. Her stepsisters tried, forcing and faking, but the glass shoe refused to fit. When Cinderella softly asked, "May I try?" her stepmother laughed bitterly. "You don't waste their time." But the prince's guard spoke firmly. "Every maiden shall try." Cinderella knelt, and as the slipper slid perfectly onto her foot, silence filled the air. The prince's eyes widened with joy. "It's you. I knew it was you." Scene 6. The Reunion of Souls. Narrator. In that moment, all her years of pain melted away. The ashes, the tears, the loneliness, all turned into light. Cinderella wept not because she was chosen by the prince, but because someone had finally seen her heart. Her stepmother and sisters lowered their heads in shame. Cinderella, instead of revenge, said gently, "I forgive you." For hatred can never end with hatred, only with kindness. The prince took her hand, and they left the house that once held her captive. Scene 7. The Promise of Tomorrow. Narrator. Cinderella became the princess, not because of magic, but because she never lost her compassion. Every winter, she opened the palace gates for poor children, feeding them and giving them gifts. She said, "The best gown is a warm heart, and the best crown is kindness." And when the fairy godmother visited again, she smiled and whispered, "You kept the promise, child. You brought light to others, even after the darkness." Closing scene. Music fades softly. Cinderella and Prince. Watching stars narrator warmly. So, whenever you see a girl looking at the stars and smiling through her tears, remember Cinderella, the girl who rose from ashes, the girl who believed in kindness, and the girl who proved that dreams don't need magic. They only need a heart that never stops believing.